Hey, what's up? I'll be sharing a few tips that have helped me and still are helping me learn songs by ear. So the piano, for instance, is just a tool to help us play what we hear or what we're creating in our own heads, in our minds, right? So you can apply the same principles to any other instruments that you have. I'm going to try and attempt to teach you how to name notes on the piano in 2 minutes. Okay? All right, let's go. The first principle: in the Western world, the notes in music range between the letters A all the way to the letters G. So the second principle is that there is a pattern into the way that the keyboard is displayed. There's 2 black notes, 3 black notes, 2 black notes, 3 black notes. You could be looking at it as 3 black notes, then 2 black notes, 3 black notes, 2 black notes. So left of the 2 black notes is a C. Now the white note left to the 3 black notes is an F. Right of the 2 black is E. Right of the 3 blacks is a B. And the rest is just extrapolation, really. So between the C and E in the letter of the alphabet, D. And then there, between F and B, will be G. It starts after F is G, but then we know it stops at G, so it starts again at A. So A. Now, how about the black notes, right? Black notes can have 2 names. I want you to know the principle of raising a note or lowering a note. When you sharp a note, you generally go up to the next available note. Okay, so i.e. if you were on an F, you go to the next available note, which is the black note there. Okay, so that black note can be called an F sharped, i.e. F sharp. Okay, when you lower a note, you flatten the note. So that note can also be called a G flat. And you see that? F sharp, G flat. So that's it. You now know how to name the notes on the keyboard. Now you could say this one, that's where I'm getting technical, but seriously, nobody does that. This note, we know it's called a C, but technically it could be called, and it can be called, a B sharp. Look, because that's B. Next available note up is this note. So a C is technically also called a B sharp. Likewise, a B is technically called also a C flat. Nobody does that. But you get the principle. So we usually only tend to keep the terms sharp and flat when we refer to black notes, because that's where they make more sense. Okay, because those white notes tend to have specific names, and you'll find people tend to stick to one name when they call. So I personally always call this note a B flat, but then this one, most people will call it F sharp. Some people will call it G flat, but yeah, it's up to you. But technically that has 2 names. So as I said before, it's all in a circle, because it's a pattern that sort of repeats itself. So we could actually draw a circle, and you can see that circle there. Okay, now you can decide to go either right, as in clockwise, or anti-clockwise. So let's go clockwise. So after C, it seems to be showing a G. Okay, so the G, where's the G? We know where the F is. G is next to it. Okay, then it shows a D. Now find a D. D is next to C. Okay, according to the letters of the alphabet. C, D, E, F, G. A D. Now an A. Yeah, we knew where a G was because we just found G. So an A is next to it, i.e. there.
A few moments later.
So now that's going according to the circle of fifths. Now you could decide to go circle of fourths. So that's going anti-clockwise. So yeah, from C, you look for the F, then B flat, then E flat, then A flat, then D flat, then F sharp, then B, then E, then A, then D, then G, then C. Okay, now you've done, without even realizing it, you've done the 12 notes. Okay, without even realizing it. Right, so now let's put some fun into it. So I like this kind of samba kind of rhythm, right? Right. So we can either go to the circle according to the circle of fourths or the circle of fifths, right? Circle of fourths is anti-clockwise, which is my favorite, by the way, but I'll explain that in a different tip. Or the circle of fifths. So you wonder why do we bother about the circle now? But if you can learn about that circle of fifths or fourths right now in the first tip, then that's a big thing for the rest. Because music follows that pattern as shown by that circle. Right, so circle of fourths. Can you start with a C? Then you see an F. So C, find the F. A, B flat, then E flat. Where is A flat? A flat, D flat, right? F sharp, B, A, E, A, and then D, G, and then C back to C. Okay, now I just want you, so that you don't have to look at that circle, okay? I just want you to memorize the pattern. Look at that. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, F sharp, B, A, E, sorry, A, and then D, G, and then C. So it goes. Okay, you could do from D to G and then back to C and then F, keep going down like that. Oh, why am I showing you this? Because I'm going to slow down the tempo. I'm slowing it down so that when we name the names of those notes, we can actually name them with the rhythm, because otherwise it's too fast. I can't speak that fast, I'm not a rapper. Right, so when we go according to the circle of fourths, let's name things in flats, okay? When we go according to the circle of fifths, we'll name things in sharps, okay? Right, so now let's practice the flats, right? C, F, B flat, E flat, D, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, and then C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, G, D. Back to C. So without even realizing, I've named the 12 notes according to flats, right? So let's try the circle of fifths now. When doing the circle of fifths, I don't really particularly like starting from the C. I like starting from the D, but I'll show you practically why. Okay, so let's try to actually speed up a little bit. So we can learn the pattern, right? So it goes from, as you can see, C, G, D, E, etc. And then, can you see that? So C, G, D, A, and then back to C. And then now let's loop it. And that's where I want to show you that by looping it, it's better to start on D. And then look at that, from the F, you're supposed to go to C, right? And then G, etc. So C, you could go down, and then down to the G, then down to the D, and start again. And then technically, you could, if you were to start from the D, okay, you could do. It makes more sense. So I don't really like the circle of fifths, but I'm showing you. Right, so now let's slow it down, and then let's name it. Remember, because we're going up, we're sharpening the notes, right? If we're talking about black keys. Right, let's do it. D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F, C, G, and then last, let's put the funk into it. D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, F, C, G, A. Now you've done the 12 notes according to sharps, really. Then if you just wanted to play around those circles of fourths, and then you could speed up a bit. Okay, now, just for fun, let's just play circle of fourths, circle of fifths. I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna play it. Yeah. Okay, circle of fifths. Yeah. Okay, so once you've finished playing around, you'll find out that you've actually learned the 12 notes. How to name the 12 notes, either in flats or sharps. In a fun way, actually. That's all I wanted to share with you. Okay, until next tip. Next tip, what we'll learn is how to form a major scale. Because for me, the major scale is the foundation of everything in music. Western music, that is. Okay, see you next time.